Hi everyone, so on our last video this is what I was able to do, so let me play. So if you have not watched this video, go ahead and watch it. So today we are going to talk about how to create a cloth or a scarf animation like this. Now to do this I got inspiration from one of the YouTube shorts, but there was not any tutorials on this, so I thought I will make one of the tutorials. So this is just a reference image, so I'll just zoom in. Please take a screenshot of this so that you can paste into your here on your layers panel. Alright, so this is my reference. I'm also going to double click on top of it and reduce the opacity down to a low number like this is fine. Once you're done, press OK. Alright, now we need to trace this. But before that, you need to create a box because we are going to use the liquid shapes to create. So my main shape, so while we are on frame 0, I'm just going to create a new layer and I'm just going to create a box. Let's start from here. I'm also going to make this box a little bit bigger like that. Also, if I can put the reference layer on top, now I can clearly see this is much enough. Yeah, now I will have to draw this on the same layer, this layer. Okay, while this layer is selected, now get that freehand drawing tool and press here and make sure that you have at least 10%, and I'll just draw and see if that's okay. No, see, while I draw like this with my mouse, these lines are not smooth at all, so I think that's way too low. How about I put it to like 20? So I'm just testing it to see if this is to my liking. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So what we are doing is we will start from here, carefully trace this line like that. Okay, and auto weld is enabled, therefore I can, on top of this, I can continue to draw and I'll put it to the top and finish it up. Okay, I have put it to the top. Now I'll just do like this. Maybe I can go a bit high and then finish it off right there. Now I'll hide the reference layer, and now as you can see it's a bit mess here, so let's take this and fix it. So I'm just trying to arrange this in a clean way. I think this is cool. I did change the color of the background box because it's too much vibrant and it's not that visible or clear. Now switch on the reference layer, and now this box should end here because on the reference layer it is ending there. This one too, I'll just move it here. Okay, now you have to take a copy of this. Okay, this one, I'm talking about this one at the top. We need to take a copy of it to this side, but before that we have to convert this into a shape. Right now it's not a shape, so yeah, it's a shape. So if it's not a shape, I see that it is a shape because there is the outline. If there is no outline, you create it as a shape. So while it is selected, I can switch on the fill. Now it has a fill and that's too vibrant. Let's change it to a different color so it's nicely visible. Alright, now I want to take a copy. So while this is selected, the whole thing is selected. While you're on frame 0, remember Control C, Control V. Now paste it right here and try to keep it maybe here, and then we need to do some fixing. So while this is selected, I will hold on Alt to this one and then do like this, I guess. And maybe while that point is selected, I can just do that, do this. I'm trying to make it a nice curve here so that it just nicely blends properly. So I think like this here too, it is blending nicely. See, maybe I can fix it a bit. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, we don't have to do it perfectly. No need to see perfection. This is enough. Okay, so now I'm going to do one more thing. While the shape selection tool is selected, if I select these two and when we press the merge button, you can see it got merged. Now the awesome part is it's just a single shape. So I think this is enough. So let's focus on the bottom here. Also, before anything, my plan is to create a loop. Okay, create a perfect cycle, so it will cycle again and again and again. So that's the plan. So to create a perfect cycle, you have to start the animation here, and this one should end up here. That's all. Now if you create a cycle, it's going to loop. Okay, now let me explain this in a different way. If I go to File, New, okay, I will create a box, maybe a tiny line there and another line here. Okay, now I'll also create circles. Okay, I'll also change the color of the circle. Yeah, that's enough. Now I would like to duplicate this. Control C, Control V. Now moving here. Control C, Control V, moving it right here. Okay, I just move it right here. All right. So I have three circles, right? So my plan is to, let's say, I will select these two poles and then I'll make it like this. So our plan will be these three circles should loop. That means they should move here and another three should come to its place. These three should move here, another three should come to its place. So this should be a loop, it should be a cycle. So to do this, you need, while these three, now look at this, if I select these three and if I put these three here, now there is the empty space. So to fill this empty space, we need another three here already animated with these three. If you try to look at this while I'm on frame 1, I'll press Ctrl F to create a keyframe there. When you press Ctrl F, it's going to select all these points and it's going to add keyframes to all of those points. And when you let's say move to 12, frame 12, and when you move it here, now if I loop this, if I right click on this and if I press, let's say, cycle, now as you can see there is a gap, missing place. So to fill this gap, we need another three to animate. Okay, so now if you're wondering how did I get to know this, where did I study this from, I studied all of this from experience, trying, failing, and then thinking to improve on it. That's how I did it. So now I'm just teaching you all the mistakes that I did. All right, so now what we do is we carefully mark a position of this one. Okay, now look at this. I have added a plugin called the guides. Now this plugin, on the next video I'll tell you how to add and save plugins. So this is a ruler plugin. So what we can do is I can click on it and click right here to add a line. That line should be a vertical line like that, and another line here. All right, so I just have marked where those circles are going to go. Alright, now I'll delete every keyframes for these circles and I'll select them first. So I'll select them. Okay, now let's say at frame 24, I just want them to be here. Okay, so this is that animation. Also now when I play this animation, see how it is like going smooth, going fast. I mean playing fast and ending to be slow. That means the speed of the animation is fast and slowly the speed is reducing. That is because look at this icon. This is a flat line, the other one is just a dot. This means this is a smooth keyframe, the other one is linear. That's why. So we have to make sure these ones are also linear. So in between there is no smoothness. It's just so flat. The same, it will start in the same speed. Also it will end in the same speed. So that's the plan here. Okay, so this is very important to for a cycle. The linear is very important for a perfect cycle. That's why if you don't put this in linear, you can't see a seamless loop. So just keep that in mind. Okay, yeah, I think it's fine. So what we do is we go back here to frame 0 again. I'll select these three and take a copy. Control C, Control V. I'll put these three copies. I didn't take a copy. Control C, Control V. Did I take? Yeah, I'm just going to put the copies here. Okay. Now, while it goes to 24, put those three back to that wherever that guideline is. That's why I put that guideline. All right. Now you can see, you will see a animation like this. All right. So now you just have to loop them. So select them, right click, and then cycle. Okay, now there is another problem. It is working fine. All of these, let's select with the select shape tool and press the down arrow key many times. Do it many times until all of these are down below the purple box. So now you can see it's a perfect loop. I'm just going to take this tool and press this button to deselect everything. Maybe I can click here. Yeah, that's, no, I clicked there, it created a keyframe. That's a mess. I'm also going to select this guideline and delete it. Okay, now let's play and see how it goes. Also this one, I'm going to set it to 1000. And now let's play and see how it goes. See, this is a seamless, perfect loop. It is going to loop all the way to frame 1000 and nobody is going to notice any faults here. That means any errors here. It just seems so perfect that we only know what we did. So you should study how to create a loop like this, perfect loop like this. If only you train to do something like this, you are able to manage it here. If not, here it's going to get complex all of a sudden for you. So just remember that. So we are back here and I'm going to create that bottom, but before that, yeah, let's create that bottom part. Let's draw it as well. So now while this frame, yeah, while I'm in this keyframe, I mean that while that layer is selected, I'm just going to get this and start to draw. Yeah, maybe here and here. That's enough. So let's start from here. Okay, it's a bit difficult to draw with the mouse. Please bear with me. I'm just drawing like this. I'm just going to end it there. Okay, that's enough for me. Also, I feel like here I just messed up a bit. Maybe I have to move it down. Yeah, that's fine for me. Alright, so I'm thinking here we are going to mess this up nicely. I think I'm going to mess this here in the animation, but it's okay. This is a good start. Okay, we will learn the mistakes while we are doing, and then we will try to fix it, and then I will also let you fix it. So I will make sure that this is selected at the bottom. It should have a color. I think that color is fine. And also remember, duplicate it, Control C, Control V, and then place it right here. Okay, maybe there. I'm also going to maybe move it right here, wherever this line is, like that. Maybe it will mess up a lot. I'm not really sure. I'm just doing along with you. I have not tested this. So yeah, I'm also doing this for the first time. I have not prepared or anything, so I'm doing it with you. While these two are selected, let's go to this. No, again with this I have to select these two and press merge, and that got merged. Awesome. Now we need to select this one at the top, okay, and then make sure you subtract, and this one at the bottom, make sure you subtract. Okay, it's pretty good, not bad at all for a start. And now if I select this one, that one at the top, I can move this. Here it's messy, so what we will do is fix it. So select that point and then do that a bit like this, and maybe I can move it up. All right, that should be enough. Right, so let's put it maybe here somewhere. I'm just going to undo. Okay, maybe I'm just going to put it somewhere here, and give me a moment. I'm just planning this. We don't have to create a big loop. Let's create a small loop. Okay, very small loop is enough. So yeah, maybe while on frame 0, I'm going to take this point as a guide, and I'm going to keep that point right here. Okay, then maybe I can take that one and keep it right here. This is just a test to see if the loop works or not. So now on frame 0 we are fine. Moving to like frame 6 and keeping it right there, and now hopefully it loops. So let's try this and see. So I click on this and press cycle, and here I'm going to put 1000. That's not bad. Okay, maybe it's a bit messy. So I'm just going to select this and pull it to 24, and yeah, see the problem. This is what I was talking about, that these two, this one at the top is a smooth one, so I'll put it to linear. Hopefully it don't mess. Now it's obvious that it is cycling because you have switched on the curves, so to switch it off, here something is going wrong. See at the bottom, but I like the top. See, it's not at all noticeable. That's really nice. Great. So very nice top, but bottom is a big mess. Yeah, maybe I could draw that again and that would fix it. Also, you can try to fix this in a different way, that is to change this one to 2. While this is selected, put this one to interval to 2. Now it is going to skip 2 frames. Okay, now it feels lot choppier, but sometimes many people prefer 2. This is like a traditional hand-drawn style animation 3. As you can see, it's not that noticeable when we put it to 3, but I'll put it to 1 itself and fix it. Also, I'm just going to delete the loop and just start over while I'm on frame 0, and while this is selected, while the curves are on, now I can delete this and switch on that reference layer and think of a different way to do it and loop. So here my plan is to start from here maybe and then draw like this, right? Something like this I have fully drawn, so the mistake won't be obviously noticeable. And here maybe I can make this one match. I'll add the point here because I need to make it match a bit like this one, this mountain. Not bad. Alright, now remember to add the color to it. So I have selected it, and then I'll enable because as you can see, without a color these buttons won't work. So if I press fill, these buttons are working, and I can press subtract and then hide the reference, and now I think I can do the animation. So let's do this one more time and see how it goes. So I'll select this one. Yeah, this, remember that. Okay, yeah, that was my plan. I just went through and saw how I did it. So while I'm here on 24, I just have to make sure this point touches right here. Okay, now let's see how it goes. So now when I play, look at this. This one moves a lot faster. So you only select that, make sure that these two are linear again. And also look at this is set to 2, putting it to 1. Now that fixed the problem. It did fix it, but there is another problem. See this space, that's not good. So what I have to do is, while I'm on frame 0, I will have to also, I'm just going to let these two be, it's okay. I'm just going to move it somewhere here like this. See, now I should have drawn it a lot, that's why I duplicated this. Here there is no space to cover, so that's a problem. So I'm going to just go to frame 0, or maybe I can redraw the whole thing. So I'll just, along with the new one here, yeah, no, I think what I have done is right, it's correct. See the problem, the top one and the bottom one are moving differently, so that is the cause. So but just like before, let's remember that point. Okay, so this is like on top of, close to this one, like this. Just remember, and now try to move. Wait, this point while I'm on frame 0. Just so hard to remember those points. So yeah, this one whole thing comes here, and just like that. Okay, cool. And now again a problem. Okay, now it just works perfectly, but that is going to cause us some problem. So to fix that, while you're on frame 0, you can select this point and then expand it a bit, and this one tool, putting it at the top, right? Now as you can see, while it goes here, it shortens. Okay, so while it reaches here, to expand it, putting this up a bit, I'm just doing the same thing, but I did it on the wrong frame. That's a problem. While I'm in 24, like this, like that. Yeah, that's not noticeable at all. Once again, you don't have to go for perfections. Now let's just see how it goes. Okay, now while these two are selected, you can create a cycle. So yeah, create a cycle. Now as you can see, when I press play, it has a tiny bit of a problem because there is a huge difference. So this shape right here, this wave, like compared to these two, this wave is so much different. So what we can do is, while the whole shape is selected, I'm just going to delete this. Don't delete that, because those two belongs to the top one as well. So let's delete the whole thing, it doesn't move. So now the best way, one of the best way is just make sure you create a point here. Okay, maybe I can create a point there and here as well. I'll also get that guideline, put one horizontal line here. Okay, that is helping a bit. Now you have to match those. The mountain should look almost the same. If you can't match it, then you can't really do it properly. So keep that in mind. So I'm just putting this point here, deleting that point and that point. Now let's see what I can do with it. So expanding this, also expanding this, and I'm also noticing the gap issue, so I'm fixing the gap too. So I'm doing all of this to my eye level, and just, it's just a feel, like this, like that. Just see the gap is too much, so increase the gap. Not there, here, okay, there. Putting this down and moving it here. And is it okay? No, this one goes way to there. And see, it bit of a work. That's how animating is. It's not going to be easy, but we have to attempt. Yeah, do you think I have an even wave? Just let's give it a try. I think this time it will not that, it is going to be noticeable, but not that noticeable compared to before. Okay, let's give it a try. So that doesn't have any animation. So here now we have to remember something. What should I remember? Maybe look at this, that point and this point. I'll just remember where they are. So while it reaches here, okay, I'll select the whole thing while it reaches here. But before that, I'll just have a look at it one more time. Okay, got it. Now moving the whole thing here. Yeah, almost perfect. So now see, yeah, now we just have to see if it will work. Let's create a cycle for this. So right click and create a cycle. All right, it is noticeable a bit, but it is fine. I'm not going to go and fix it. See, it's just moving like this. So this happens, that is because the distance, the gap issues and all. Maybe you can create lots of circle here, one circle here, another circle here, another circle here. I think that is also fine. You can create circles and create a loop that way, but I'm not going to fix it, but this is more than enough. Now let's go to frame 0 and select the one at the top. Okay, the one at the top, and try to increase the blend and see how it goes. Now it doesn't apply to the bottom one. This happens, see, when I do this, increase this, it doesn't apply to the bottom one. That is because the layer ordering. So I'll just put it to all the way, maybe a little bit until this. Okay, rotates a bit. Now the bottom one, and when I increase it, it is getting applied to the bottom one. That's really bad. So now I might want to change the ordering of the bottom one. So I'll select it. Maybe I'll try to send it down. It's not working. Maybe to the top. Yeah. When I put it to the top, when I select this, okay, putting this to 0 and selecting this, increasing this and saying, yeah, as you can see now, the bottom one only affects the bottom part, not the top one. So now I can increase this. Now I can select the top one and maybe increase it a bit too for that as well. I know it's a bit messy, but all right, now here I'm just going to play it. As you can see, not bad. Don't worry here, because if we add the character or someone here, this place is going to not that look bad. Okay, it is going to be all right, so don't worry about it. And here as well, I can enable the reference and do something like this. Another one, okay, maybe a triangle that moves up and down. I can try to create a loop like that as well. Maybe we can try that at the last. Now for the hardest part and most important part, that is to coloring this. We are going to color it and we are going to make the colors move. Okay, so let's start with frame 0 and we will create that coloring for all of this. First I'm going to create this shape. I'm going to create, let's say, a box. I'm going to click drag the box like this. Okay, almost like this. Okay, like this. But you know what, before that I would like to change the color. Oh, not that one's color. Okay, while nothing is selected, I can create a shape. Before I create a shape, maybe now I'll try to change the color. Yeah, it works nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select this point and select that point and move that point right here. Okay, I can't really tell what's happening, what will happen, because it's not clipped. So let's create that clipping. So while that is selected, I'll press the clipping. Now I'm able to tell. Okay, I'm able to tell what's happening. So now again with that point selection tool, I'm just going to move that point to, let's say, somewhere here. Maybe this one, maybe there is fine. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to apply the same ribbons color, okay, for the entire shape. So select it and take the eyedropper tool and drop on top of it. Now select only the point at the top, that one, and take this tool and change its color to be, I'm also going to drag the eyedropper and drop on top of this. Now click on this and I would like it to be more brighter, like that, more brighter, and press OK. And here same thing. So I'll take the eyedropper tool and drop right there. So this whole thing is lot brighter, and these 2 points, okay, that one and this one, you can make it a lot darker. But instead of doing that, what I highly recommend is you can select this one, bottom one, and make it dark so that it's a lot easy for you. Alright, now what we have to do is we have to duplicate this to the other side. So Control C, Control V, and same thing repeats here too. So there. Alright, now again Control C, Control V. The same thing should repeat right there. See, I'm looking at this and keep placing it like how I placed it here. Here too, the same thing. Now, of course, if you don't have all of this, now from a far away, it's somewhat is looking like a ribbon. Not that perfect, but you know what? This is a good start. But of course, it won't move, but we have to make them move. So now it's just simple. It is so simple at this point. Now you just select them. Yeah, I have selected the wrong one. I'll select the correct one, and now I'm able to move them. So before you do that, take a copy and put those copy here as well. But just see the gap between those copies, okay? Just notice the gap between those copies. Or what I'm recommending you is like this, okay? Take that tool and you create the gap, okay? Like this. I'm also going to select that and change its color. All right, now let's see if I duplicate. Now I need this one to move to here. So let's select that and move it all the way here, right there. Okay, I'm going to select that, this all while holding shift. I'll move and see if I have selected correctly. Yeah, control C, control V. Now just attach it right here. Give me a moment. I'm just looking for that line. Is this is that line, so I'll do this. All right, so now hope you understood why I took this gap, so that I can duplicate the same gap here too. So it helps me in the loop, right? So I'll delete it and I'll just delete the other one too. Now you don't need the third one, but it's okay. Let's select all of them like this. Have I selected it correctly? Yeah, all correctly. Now while you are here, you can move them, but before that, you have to keep in mind a point. Okay. No, in this case, I don't need to remember anything because I can just move the whole thing here and move this maybe here and then go back and see if they are matching. No. But before I do anything, okay, before I do anything, remember this one is linear. So while we are here, just trying to move them, maybe let's say here, everything is lot fast. So yeah, it's not moving lot like how you think. It is just moving, I think, one box like this, one at a time. See, I got it. So yeah, and in the process, see, this one is not that perfect. It's okay, you can fix it manually. So let's do it. Let's go here. Yeah, all are good. Now while we are here, select them individually and fix it. And go back and see if that creates any problem. No, only that was causing the problem. I fixed it as well. Okay, now here that's fine. All right, now it won't loop, of course, so you have to select it and loop. So select all of this again, and this is the one, so I click on it and press cycle. Yeah, let's hide this and then see. Okay, not bad at all. Okay, now maybe you can change the whole animations. You can select the whole thing and put it to, let's say, 2. No, how about 3? Okay, now we get very interesting look. See, it just looks like it is some sort of, here it's a bit messy, so you will have to do it manually, but that almost looks like a piece of cloth that is moving. But what I highly recommend you is you select them and then make them play a lot faster. Maybe that is way too quick, we don't want that. Maybe like this is fine. How about now? So I'm going to select these ones are 3, these ones are not 3, so putting it to 3 as well. Very nice, really nice. So now let's say you are adding a face. Okay, I'm just going to create a new vector layer while I'm on frame 0, and I'll just create a head. Let's say character's head, maybe that big of a head. Fine. And the neck. So all right, now let's play and see. I should, this neck is too big, of course, right? That's fine. Maybe I can select this one and I can change its color. Quickly changing the color. Right. I'll also put it to the top using the arrow key and selecting the neck, shortening it, and then also making it a bit longer. Also selecting the head, moving it down. So see, it's nice. Looks like a scarf is flying for a strong wind. Now you might wonder, okay, to create a scarf moving animation, why this hard? Is it that hard? Yeah, to create something like this, it just takes some time, but more than this, there is a even more easier way than this. Okay, that one I will talk about that on the next video. And one more small part is left I have to mention, that is, this is additional one. So if you create a circle and if you now, let's say, animate the circle, okay, let's say from there to here, I just moved the whole thing here. Now there is animation playing while you're on frame 0, and if you add that gradient to it, maybe I want to add radial gradient and then press OK. While it's selected, gradient, pressing it OK. Yeah, now look at the problem. When I play, the gradient stays there. That's a big problem. So now you have to select this one and animate that as well. How hard is that? Now that means you have to select it, grab it and place it right here, and look at circle, 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 two circle, right? The same two circle, can you see here? Yeah, so now hope you understood what this channel means. So now you can animate like this.